Rock music spent decades trying to convince the world it was dangerous. But in October 2000, the most volatile thing on TV didn't even have a guitar. It had shopping carts and stun guns. Jackass didn't just alter the trajectory of reality television and stunt videos on YouTube. It uprooted the architecture of 2000s alternative rock and skate culture. It proved that the ultimate cultural currency was friction, low fidelity, and vintage rock and roll self-destruction. To trace how this volatility hit the music industry, you have to look at the regional media pipeline that built the show's foundation. Before MTV ever okayed the pilot, the blueprint was operating independently out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, through the self-produced CKY, or Camp Kill Yourself. It wasn't a standard production crew, it was a closed-loop creative engine. You had band Margera directing the visual chaos and street stunts.
I was just hanging out back there eating a meat pie. Next thing you know, some guy's freaking out about nothing.
While his brother Jess drove the soundtrack from behind the drum kit of the actual band CKY. They weren't pitching to network executives. They were syncing heavy rock riffs directly to raw VHS footage of shopping cart crashes and horrific fails. When MTV brought the CKY crew into the fold to create Jackass, the network didn't just buy a stunt show. They adopted an underground music distribution system. Overnight, an aggressive, unpolished skate rock aesthetic was broadcast into millions of American homes without relying on mainstream radio gatekeepers. The currency of the alternative music video shifted entirely from artistic pretense to adolescent boredom and a shared celebration of physical impact. This entire visual shift borrowed directly from an underground media tradition that was already light years ahead of its time, the independent skate video. Long before these aesthetics were widespread, local skate shop productions like the Fairman's Video series and releases from Alien Workshop, like Photosynthesis and Timecode, were pioneer-level visual texts. They featured complex editing techniques, rapid rhythmic match cuts, and surreal art directions that completely transformed standard athletic reels into high-concept filmmaking. More importantly, these videos operated as the ultimate musical gatekeepers for a generation of kids. A single legendary skate park could introduce thousands of teenagers to older punk, hardcore, and underground noise rock, burning bands like the Misfits, Bad Brains, and Iggy Pop directly into the consciousness of youth culture. I also love the fusion in all of these legendary videos. One track might introduce you to Gang Starr, and a couple minutes later they hit you with a Black Sabbath classic. The final element of this cultural crossover lies in the deliberate curation of the Jackass soundtrack. The franchise bypassed generic corporate focus groups by leveraging the creative pedigree of its creators, including Spike Jonze, who had spent the 90s directing music videos for bands like Beastie Boys and Weezer. The musical strategy relied entirely on structural juxtaposition. The show took the fast, rhythmic, 1980s underground post-punk of the Minutemen, the aggressive thrash metal of Slayer, and the raw sleaze and death punk of underground acts like Turbo Negro, and paired them directly with moments of intense physical failure and insane slapstick comedy. The music became the punchline, and the punchline fixed the music into the memory of a generation. The official soundtracks weren't corporate movie tie-ins. They were highly curated mixtapes that subverted standard radio rotations and expanded the musical boundaries of their audience. A group of skaters, a handful of consumer video cameras, and a complete disregard for personal safety didn't just build a successful television franchise, They constructed a direct bridge between underground skate culture and the mainstream rock landscape. Be sure to subscribe for more music and subculture, and hit like and hype the video so this one reaches more eyes. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.